According to John May, the chief of the Wolfe County Search and Rescue Team, spring and fall would normally be their busiest time, completing roughly 50 to 60 rescues a year.
During the spring break time period when, unemployment started to happen, we had a lot of people coming into the Red River Gorge area. We actually had 5 rescues in a week.
Now that has all changed as COVID-19 caused hiking trails in the Red River Gorge to be closed. And while May says this has provided them a chance to take a bit of a breather, they're still using this time wisely by completing required training. But even that has changed into a virtual form as they stay healthy at home while learning wilderness navigation.
He was able to take equipment that we use like compasses, put on those maps, show us how you would use that in a wilderness environment, almost like he was sitting there across from us, doing the training.
And once the Red River Gorge and other trails open back up for the public, May says their team will be ready with a new set of guidelines they'll follow to make sure everyone stays safe and healthy during a rescue.
We test fitted our medics on the team to be able to wear respirators. That's required by OSHA. We set up a wash station on the truck. So as we come out of the fields, we can wash our hands and clean our hands. We have hand sanitizer for all the team members to carry with them. If we come up on an individual that's not wearing a mask, we also have masks that we can apply on those subjects.
In the Red River Gorge, Adam Berniston, WKYT.
John May says that while their training courses are required on a monthly basis, these classes help their team stay sharp and ready to go for when they have to complete any type of rescue they may encounter. Kentucky is receiving more money to increase coronavirus testing. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell announced today Kentucky is getting more than $97 million. The money was made available by Senator McConnell's Paycheck Protection Program and Healthcare Enhancement Act. Senator McConnell says expanding testing is one of the best ways to slow the spread of COVID-19 and keep Kentucky families safe. The drive-in option has been a popular alternative during the pandemic for movies as well as church services. But this time has not been easy for those drive-in theaters. The Stanford Drive-In has been in operation since 1952, and it's one of the few drive-ins still in operation in Kentucky. Owner Denise Pike was at first told she could not open at all because movie theaters were closed, but as the state gradually reopens, she's been given the green light. However, there will be plenty of rules to follow at the concession stand.
We have 2 registers that are 8 to 10 feet apart, and then we're going to have like only 2 people inside at a time per register, and that's meaning one and then 6 feet back the other one.
Pike also says everyone will need to stay in their cars to watch the movie, and there will be no speakers outside. You'll have to listen on your car radio. This month is Elder Abuse Awareness Month, and this week is National Skilled Nursing Care Week. 2 important things that the Wolfe County Health and Rehabilitation Center and Senior Citizens Center usually recognize and celebrate. This year, the celebration was a little different in the form of a parade. WYMT's Madison Pergram was at that parade and has reaction from folks who participated.
I cried like a baby.
An emotional day at the Wolfe County Health and Rehabilitation Center.
This year, where they couldn't come in the facility, we thought we would be able to take their families to them.
And show up they did. Car after car filled with family and friends drives by getting to see their loved ones' faces.
Some of them's not seen their loved ones in person for probably 2 months now. So we wanted to give them the opportunity to do that.
With balloons and signs in hand and smiles on faces, the Wolfe County community did not disappoint the residents that lined the sidewalks.
I was just overwhelmed, I guess, just the community support that we've had. The people show up to come and support us in this. I never dreamed we would have this many people show today, especially with the rain.
Then releasing the balloons in honor of Elder Abuse Awareness Month.
When they released the balloons, it was just really emotional for me.
At the Rehabilitation Center, one thing is for sure, the residents come first.
We love you. I don't think any of them thought it was going to be raining and cold, but they still wanted to do this. They wanted to see their loved ones. It's kind of like a party.
Rain or shine, it was a great day seeing the happiness shine bright on everyone's faces. In Wolfe County, Madison Pergram, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, Kentucky Gives Day came up big for charities in the state. Kentuckians donated more than $652,000 to more than 200 nonprofit organizations across Kentucky. The money was raised during the 8th annual Kentucky Gives Day, an online giving campaign. The event has raised nearly $3 million during the last 8 years. This year, more than 4,100 people donated. The 4th of July fireworks show in Corbin is canceled. It's the latest in a growing list of large-scale events being canceled this summer because of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Tourism Commission canceled the show at a meeting last night.
It's a pretty dreary day here in the mountains, but heading into tomorrow, we are going to see a very different forecast. But first, kind of have to get through the gloomy conditions for the rest of those evening hours. We'll go ahead and take you up to that UVA WISE camera where you can see kind of those gloomy skies, those scattered rain chances that we've seen throughout the day. Definitely have not seen that sunshine. Looking outside the front porch at WYMT, really much the same story. Still dealing with those cloudy skies. You see those wet roadways, so if you are out and about, just take it easy out there. Satellite and radar showing most of the showers starting to move out of here, at least the bulk of them, but we are still hanging on to some lighter showers down along that Kentucky and Tennessee border. Now, look at those temperatures into about the low to mid 50s. Heading into tonight, they're not going to move a whole lot. We're expected to stay into about the lower 50s with a few showers here and there. We'll hang on to the clouds for a little bit. We'll start to clear out, but we will warm up heading into your Thursday. So warmer temperatures are finally on the way. We'll see more sunshine heading into tomorrow. And of course, though, we'll hang on to some scattered showers and storms heading into the weekend. I'll have those details coming up in a little bit.
All right, Paige, thank you very much. As states continue to ease restrictions and get back to work, a leading model for projected COVID-19 deaths in the U.S. has once again raised its estimated death toll. The University of Washington now predicts 147,000 Americans could die by August 4th. That is 10,000 more deaths than a previous estimate just 2 days ago. North Carolina, New York, and Massachusetts are among the states projected to have a lot of additional deaths. Protesters descended on Washington to demand more stimulus funding as House Democrats are pushing a $3 trillion plan. The House is expected to return Friday to possibly debate and vote on that bill, but some Senate Republicans say the bill is a non-starter. Meanwhile, the Federal Reserve chairman warned there's a threat of a prolonged recession if the administration and lawmakers fail to act.
Additional fiscal support could be costly, but worth it if it helps avoid long-term damage and leaves us with a stronger recovery.
Meanwhile, the FBI and the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency say that Chinese hackers are attempting to access U.S. COVID-19 research data. The FBI is investigating. Schools across the region are finding ways to recognize the class of 2020 while putting aside normal practices. In Johnson County, 2 high schools also decided to put aside their rivalry. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more on how the schools came together to honor their seniors.
The hallways sit empty, and graduation chairs sit idly by.
We owe a lot of gratitude to the class of 2020.
But the class of 2020 is very present on the streets of Paintsville.
While we can never replace the memories and experiences that they lost those last few weeks of school, we do feel like that we are replacing those with some extra special memories.
Paintsville's Main Street program worked with the county high schools to tie ribbons around town for the class that did not get to tie up its senior year.
It may be as simple as a ribbon. That means a lot to these graduates because it's letting them know that even through all of this, they are not forgotten.
Black ribbon to represent Johnson Central and blue for Paintsville, intertwined together on poles and signs around the city.
We were not just Team Paintsville, Team Johnson Central, we were Team Johnson County.
Many businesses have senior photos on display, celebrating a class that will forever be remembered.
And the way that they've handled an obstacle like this shows even more grit and ability for them to succeed in the long run.
For the things they could not control.
This year didn't end the way we'd all hoped, and I just know that they are going to be stronger from this and they're going to overcome anything in their future. If they can overcome something like a pandemic, they can overcome anything.
And for all they have conquered. In Johnson County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The principals say both schools also have big plans for non-traditional graduation ceremonies in the weeks to come. Coming up on Mountain News at 4:30, scammers are taking advantage of people looking for work, even using popular job post websites. After weather, we'll hear from a woman who caught on before it was too late.
And sunshine returns once again tomorrow along with those warmer temperatures. I'll have a look at your forecast coming up.